Now this will be my third attempt at the clock tower here. I've tried a couple of ways. Last time this came out a little bit crooked, and decided I didn't want to try to live with that. It's not quite square. This was going to be the top of the clock tower, but it came out a little bit crooked, so I'm going to try again. Okay, this is the third attempt at making the top part of the clock tower. I think I've finally gotten something that'll work here, and this little bit will fit right on top of the base of the clock tower. And I'm going to go ahead and try to weather this and paint it a little bit. I got the roof to add to it still, and perhaps some sort of a mast to put on the top. But I'm finally getting to the point where the clock tower is nearing completion. At least the major components are assembled, and starting to look pretty good. I'm still not quite sure I like the look of it though, but we'll see as I progress here if I can get it to look right for me. But I do think it looks better than just what the original tower would have been, just this piece without the big base, to try to add a little grandeur to the clock tower, something a little more robust. And again, I think this piece would have been by itself not very impressive. So I like the base, and the tower on top of the base. Well, we'll see. I think it'll be okay. Alright, well, I decided to cut the clock tower down just a little bit because it seemed to me it was just a little too tall and spindly. So I think I like the proportions better here. It doesn't look quite so tall, and I think it's going to look a little better that way. Okay, these little things that look like little flowers are actually window frames that I've cut and glued to a sheet of clear transparency film. Those will be cut, and we'll fit those into these round windows, these half round windows here, not the round ones, but the half round windows, and try to finish up these half round windows here in the top of the station, or top of the clock tower. Alright, making some good progress here on the clock tower, trying to hold things together here to show you what's happening here. Finally got most of the windows in. The lower portion, which will be inside the station, you can see that little brown area going around the base. That I'm just using as to suggest a counter going around the inside of the clock tower. At the base of the clock tower might be sort of a ticketing area, or some other sort of administrative functions going on there. I've got some, you see the wires sticking out here on each end. I've got some lights that I put inside here. Kind of hard to see them from now, but also got the clock tower with a little cardstock clock put in there. A very highly accurate clock that will be extremely accurate twice a day. So a pretty good accomplishment for a paper clock, right? And looking through the back side here, you can see some wires and a couple of little lights. There are more lights up in the upper portion here. It's hard to see with the windows and glazing in there. I've got just a few frames yet to put on the round windows and the top. I'm trying to hold things together here still. Turn this around the back, you can see what's going on in the back. The round windows have got some little frames on them. That's what that will look like throughout. So far I've just got glazing in the front here, and I'll be putting some little tiny pieces in there to represent the frames. Alright, just a little tiny light test here. Just to test the lamps that I've got in here. I can see I'm going to have to do a little bit of fixing. I got a couple little light leaks there. You can see them kind of burning through the roof there. I think I'll put some aluminum foil inside to keep the lights from shining through. I've got another one sitting here. But you get an idea here. Here's the what the clock will be at the top. A little cardstock. That's all I used for the clock face. Is just a little cardstock clock. I just printed out, drew up a little clock face and printed it out, and you can see it's going to shine pretty nicely for us here. There'll be a roof panel on top of here, of course, to put the cap on the roof. And inside the upper part of the upper part of the lower part of the clock tower. And here's another look at the clock tower and some lights in there. It's not real dark in this room, but you get an idea what it's going to look like. Of course, the clock on the top here looks like a full moon. So get a little closer and the camera adjust a little better to it. Maybe you can see the clock face printed in there. There's a look at the progress on the clock tower. Getting there, getting all the frames in on the windows and the clock tower itself. I got the little bit of roof panel on top there. I think I made it just a little big, but I think it'll be okay. It kind of looks okay. So we're getting there. The tricky part now is going to be getting the roof to fit around the clock tower. I'm gonna have to cut some new roof panels to fit around the opening here. This whole clock tower project has kind of been one big afterthought, so I'm having to rethink a few things to get the clock tower in its place and get the roof panels filled in around it. You can also see I'm doing a little more painting and weathering of some of the components of the station. I've done the columns here in the front. So this has been a good exercise to see what the finished model is going to look like in terms of its colors and so forth. For a long time I kind of went toward the antique white color. I kind of liked the modeled color, but once I started painting on here, then I got a little different perspective once I started giving a little gray wash and some real light applications of some brown chalk to kind of age and weather the building. And I kind of like that kind of aged look, so I think I'm going to go with that. And with that, I'm going to close out this video. And again, thank you everyone for coming to watch, and thank you for staying. Thanks for watching. And we'll do more on this perhaps next month. I'm not sure if I'm going to do more on this next month or do some work on the layout itself. I haven't given the layout much attention lately because I've been focusing on this so much, but we'll see what happens next month. I might be working on this or the layout, so we'll see what happens there. But thanks again for coming, thanks for staying, thanks for watching, and happy railroading.